ever an ALF knockoff series, pilot or series from Joe Solizzo?
Yes, there were.
Popcorn all over the floor.
Somebody brought one up the other day that I had not heard of, but what was the one with Mr. Floppy that Bobcat Goldthwait was in? It was sort of a Married with Children.
It was on Fox,
show.
right?
Yeah.
I remember that. What was that?
Yeah, it was just
Mr.
really
Floppy's
awful.
Flop House? Unhappily Ever After?
Unhappily Ever After, yeah, which was much later than ALF.
I'm thinking of something actually earlier.
Well, there was one. Somebody brought it up on social media yesterday on our I think on our Instagram or Twitter. They were like, "Are you going to be covering it?" And I cannot remember the name of it.
Not Mego, is it? Someone put Mego ? But
Was
that could
Mego
be
a TV show?
That could be an answer to something else. I don't know.
I thought Mego was a movie. But there were a lot of like alien-based shows. I mean,
Greg the Bunny?
Oh yeah, Greg
Yes,
the Bunny.
that was what I was thinking
Greg the
of.
Bunny, yes. Should be able to see. This is the 35th anniversary issue. Paul Fusco Q&A. How did we not get Paul Fusco for a Q&A for this? Oh, this is pretty well put together, and it looks like the old Extraterrestrial Times ALF drinking game. This was used when it aired back in Hub in 2013. Okay, the rules are every time ALF says no problem, take a drink. ALF gets on Willie's nerves.
Oh.
The entire series.
That's why I feel like
ALF
this.
gives his trademark laugh. Or a character on the show says, ALF, go in the kitchen. And look we actually have these ALF cups that we can drink from later in the episode. Oh, we could take this ALF quiz. Who's the composer of the ALF theme song?
It's a gimme.
These hints are too much. In the episode Don't Make It My Brown Eyes Blue, Lynn's boyfriend Scott renamed his band from G-Men to what?
Do you remember?
Ooh, that is actually a good quiz question. The G-Men to the Skunks? Something like that?
That was the Doors.
Oh, that's right. George, you're besting me at my own game. Oh, yeah.
Well, it's also the case that the answers are on the right side.
Oh,
but I did remember that it was an existing band name.
That's right. For Brian's school play, The Nutrition Fellows, Brian and his classmate, what vegetable? Asparagus.
Yeah.
When ALF plays and sings Parasite Hotel, what does he claim is missing from the piano, which makes it more difficult to play? The strings?
No, the answer is the red keys.
Oh, right. The Melmacian ones are different. Once after a feeding frenzy, ALF sings what Bob Seger... Oh.
Classic is a strong term.
Yeah. It's old-time rock and roll, right?
Yeah.
What Bully Baseball-inspired song came on an audio record along with an ALF doll wearing a Melmac Orbiters jersey and a Burger King promo, which we've got behind us? And I believe I have that promo record right here. They can't see it. But yeah, I believe I have that promo record. What song came out? Take Me Out to the Bully Baseball game? I don't remember. Can you read it?
Wait. Take me ALF to the ball game.
Oh, right, of course. When ALF's training to become a minister, he sings Amazing Grace, How Sweet the Sound That Saved a Wretch Like who?
Like Kate.
Is that right?
Yeah.
All right, let's continue this later. I just want to, okay, here's the exclusive rubbing it in our face. Paul Fusco Q&A.
Come on, Fusco. Give us a call. End my nightmare.
Look at this collector. I think he might have me beat. And look at those ALF cookie jars. I want one of those.
You know, if there's ever a strange disappearance of Thomas Canovo, you are suspect number one.
Now, I had this ALF. This was made in Argentina, that ALF life-size prop.
Uh-huh.
I had it in my cart. It was $500. It was $320. But do you know what the shipping was? Almost $200. So I just have not been able to pull the trigger on a nearly $700 ALF prop. But the night is young. The night is young. Oh, Linda Fusco too? Wow, the ALFTV.com. We got to have some of these folks on the show. Speedrunning ALF on the Sega Master System.
As my energy drains, it goes into Nick, and he's more excited now than I've seen him since we started.
Have you seen the new ALF merch? We got new, I've pre-ordered some of these new ALF dolls. I've pre-ordered the Chia Pet. The Funko, I don't think is official. That's a mock-up. Okay. And then, now David Stephen Cohen, who's going to be calling later, is actually in this photo here, because they'd always have the photo of all the writers on the back. Paul's always in the front. Wow, nice job. I can't wait to reread those. Or read this when we're off air at some point. Steve, would you mind? Oh, never mind. I got it. I'm going to delete this so that you can see us again. Okay.
Do I have to put my clothes?
There we go. Yeah, clothes back on. But here's what I was talking about with the...
Cooking with Alf, even I had that.
Yeah, see, these came, so we got the rocker. Oops, wow, just automatically went to the right shot. Cooking with Alf, that was with the chef one here, and then we got the Born to Rock Alf one with the Bruce Springsteen one. Okay, let me get my mouse back, and we'll get back to the last episode on this VHS from Josh at Lunchmeat Fanzine, Lunchmeat VHS on social media, and then we'll get on to Volume 4, and that will be the bulk of Season 2. We're not to the bulk yet, George.
Nick, you're the one who's out of this world.
Thank you. And then there's 3 more episodes that will close us out on tape 5.
They're showing
here we go.
Godzilla versus the Thing.
George, if the roles were
Godzilla
reversed,
versus
which
King
TV
Kong,
show would you
and Godzilla
ask
versus
Nick
the
to binge
Smog
with you?
Monster.
Oh yeah, that's a great
Guess which
question.
one this is?
I'm not guessing.
It's tough because I feel like anything I choose, Nick would be interested in. Are we looking for something that he would despise? I feel like he would hate 30-something.
Well, funny story about that. I did hate 30-something, and I made fun of my parents for watching it. Because I'm like, why do you want to watch a show about old people?
I don't think you should watch
Then,
this movie.
in
You know how they always
college,
give you
we
nightmares.
started watching 30-something, where it was actually pretty good.
Yeah, no, that's funny because I was watching it in like 9th grade, 10th grade, whenever it was on. No, I think it was, and I remember I had like a midlife crisis in junior high while watching people in their 30s have one. But I distinctly remember that some of the cool kids watched it too because I came into school and one of the girls was hugging the other one, and she was crying about Gary having died.
Oh,
That was
spoilers.
I think that was like 9th or 10th grade.
It's nice to know
Yeah,
that
and I
when
believe
come home,
Timothy
there'll be a
Busfield
home.
was Poindexter in Revenge of the Nerds. That always was the toughest thing for me
He's
to
just
wrap my
always
head
more
around.
destructive during hockey.
Good actor.
Good actor, a red-bearded man on TV.
I'm going to tell them that we're going out
Can we get him on the
separately, and
show?
it's
Oh.
just because of him, and that he's
I saw
got
him,
to
so
learn
I
to
went
behave
to
himself.
No, don't
ChillerCon
do
in New
that.
Jersey,
Whenever he
the
tries to behave
celebrity
himself, he
convention.
gets nervous, he
They
breaks
had a
even
whole
more
Revenge of the
things.
Nerds room with Robert Carradine,
How many more
Curtis
things can there be?
Armstrong, who played Betty, Donald McGibb, who played Ogre.
Say, what
Everybody
was
was
all
in there.
that noise?
Busfeld was
I don't
there and
know.
had his own
As
table
my old
outside in the
grandpa
regular
Satchel
convention.
used to say,
Because he'd gone on to
"Don't
do
look
other things, of
back.
course.
Something might
So
be
he was not in
broken."
the Nerds. Too good for him.
Well, in this case, it's my...
Oh yeah, and
There's
by the way, the
something
reason
wrong
they said
between you
assistants
two.
to Alf rather than puppets
not.
was because Paul Fusco
You
was
wouldn't lie to the
insistent
old
about not
Alfred.
wanting to break the illusion
Well,
for
no.
kids.
Because I always tell the truth. Example, your socks are limp.
Is that from Joe?
Bye.
time.
I saw that he contacted you asking if you were here.
Marty's barking at Steve, but I think he's going to be a big fan when he finds out what Steve
Did I
has.
mention he has a
which
funny
is-
walk?
What do you got over there, Steve?
Oh, Court Street Diner? Oh,
If you ever find yourself in Brooklyn, particularly the Gowanus Carroll Gardens area, Court Street Grocer,
groceries.
Come on, Bri, time for bed.
the most phenomenal sandwiches anywhere.
Teaching me how to juggle.
New rule, no juggling with laughter.
Became a legend. The Karate Kid, Tuesday.
Holds up. Holds up.
Never
Join
saw
the
it.
fun at Disney
What?
World Celebrity Circus starring
George,
Kim
what were
Fields,
you-
Lisa
were you even
Bonet,
like a
Malcolm
child?
Jamal Warner,
I was
and more
watching Touch
on
of Evil.
NBC's
Yeah, I guess
Thanksgiving
so.
Comedy Weekend, Friday.
Yeah, you could call in with the transition from a plot on Valerie that's lighthearted and whimsical to a very serious TV movie. So it'd be like, first on Valerie, you know, the boys find a porno magazine and have to hide it between their mattress. What's gonna happen? Then, on My Child Was Stolen, a harrowing family tale about a child who was stolen.
Toys R Us.
Just something like that. That's the end of. Oh, now we got a little bit more Valerie.
Hello.
All right, I think it's time to hit eject on this tape, and I think it's time to do a little Alf crap. Shall we do some Alf crap?
Let's do a lot of Alf crap.
All right, let me see if we have the intro for that. First on Alf crap, let me point out that when we finish this whole odyssey, we're going to be blowing from these Alf, what we call these Alf blowouts, and that's what we're doing today. It's an Alf blowout for a complete day here.
Go blow it out your Alf.
So that's some elf crap. Now, I want to point out this. This came in a cool package. This is the Alf watch. What time is it? No problem. Well, you're kind of like, Alf, I really want to know the time. Hey, I said no problem. You're on your own. You get the family on the back there by the good folks at Nell Sonic. And so here it is. You're running late for work. You really need to know what time it is. You have to lift Alf's snout, and then you find the Alf watch here.
No, was that the original Alf watch?
This is the original Alf watch, yeah.
Is it running? Did you change the battery?
The LCD, if anyone knows how to fix an LCD watch, by all means, let us know. Because I think it'd be kind of fun, though. But I would see this in the JCPenney Christmas catalog, and really wish I had one, so you could flip it open and tell the time. Would have been the coolest kid at recess, but nope. I had to earn that on my own.
You had recess in junior high?
Well, whatever we called it. I also want to point out,
fact checking here.
We had a number of things that we could have watched ALF-A-THON season 2. First of all, this is one of the American releases, the complete series. But as we've pointed out, this was actually they had the syndicated version. So we'd cut out a lot of vital Trevor Rock-Monic lines of dialogue. We simply could not watch this. But there are some original ALF like DVD menus on this.
And how many minutes would be shaved off each episode of this?
Good 2 or 3.
Yeah, 3 times.
Now this
26.
This was my number one thing. This is the German ALF box set, which has the uncut episodes here as they were originally aired, but it didn't have the commercials and it wasn't on VHS, so we couldn't do this. Yesterday during our test, we watched a little bit of Project ALF, the TV movie that came on, I think 5 years after ALF was done, or maybe it was like 3 or 4 years, on a different network, ALF in the military base, Martin Sheen, and no laugh track. Oh, and Ed Begley. Ed Begley Jr.'s in this as well. Martin Sheen, Ed Begley Jr., Ray Winston.
Walston?
Ray Walston, and Jensen Daggett.
Crashing with his garage.